Bishop Okonkwo says to Tinubu, "You cannot tell Nigerians things are hard, yet you're enjoying luxury. They don't fit do am now. It's just like your daughter or son comes to you and tell you, Daddy, I'm hungry, and you are busy drinking. You use the money for their friend, they buy suya. You tell them say money no day or nothing they has. The news in detail, please." The presiding bishop of the Redeemed Evangelical Mission, TREM, Dr. Michael Okonkwo, has called on President Bola Tinubu to cut down on the excesses in his government. Dr. Okonkwo also called on President Tinubu to have empathy with the masses while stressing that the recent hike in the pump price of petrol from about 600 naira per litre to 855 naira and above is challenging for Nigerians. The newsguru.com reports Bishop Okonkwo made the call on Thursday in Lagos State at the 23rd edition of the Michael Okonkwo's annual lecture, which is part of the event to celebrate his 79th birthday anniversary. Prizes were presented to the winners who emerged in the 2024 Bishop Michael Okonkwo's annual essay competition for Nigerian secondary students at the event. Okonkwo specifically urged members of the National Assembly, the 36 state governors in Nigeria, as well as other public officials at all tiers of government to have empathy for Nigerians, especially the masses. He noted that many Nigerians are having challenging times, having been plunged into excruciating poverty and penury, adding that the government must initiate policies and programs to ameliorate the sufferings of the people. He stated that the Tinubu administration inherited a bad economy but called for cutting down the cost of governance by all tiers of government. The Reverend Cleric warned that it would be difficult to convince people to understand the bad national economy when public officials are being profligate and living luxurious lifestyle. The hike in pump price is a challenging period because it appears everything is going higher and higher. As I often say, the present administration unfortunately inherited a terrible thing on ground, and people should not expect overnight change. It is not going to change overnight. What they inherited is, if the truth is to be told, is a very poor economy. The economy was already on the floor before they took off. But the challenge Nigerians are facing is that the government should be seen to have empathy with the masses through the way. They have to cut down on the excesses. You cannot be telling Nigerians, oh, things are hard, and fuel prices are increasing, electricity cost is increasing, everything is increasing, and then you're enjoying luxury. So it will be difficult to reconcile it. That is the problem we are facing. My advice is that the government should be seen to cut down the cost of governance so that Nigerians can agree with them. Otherwise, it will be challenging to agree with whatever they are saying, because whatever they are saying is contrary to our lifestyle, to their own lifestyle rather. He urged the federal government to convince the organized labor not to embark on strike again through good governance, delivery of dividends of democracy, and prudency in management of public resources. He also admonished Nigerians to continue to believe in God for a better Nigeria, adding that they must be godly and avoid untoward behaviors. On labor, that is what I am saying. That is a complex situation. If the government is saying to labor, you should not go on strike, then show them, let it be a sign that you are also willing to cut down the cost of governance. You are not willing to cut down the cost of governance, and you are telling labor to accept the situation the way it is. It will be difficult. It will be tough for everyone to accept that, Okonkwo said. Meanwhile, the former Attorney General of the Federation and former Minister of Justice, Kanu Godwin Agabi's son, who spoke at the event, warned that efforts at a complete overhaul of Nigeria's constitution can only be led to disaster. Delivering the lecture titled Nigeria's Pathways, Diagnosis and the Prescriptions, Agabi also said that people should be mindful that it was not easy to agree on the constitution even as it is. He added that even as it is, the constitution meets the needs of the nation if it is interpreted. If it is interpreted, it is appreciated with honest and imagination. Agabi said, we must be reconciled to the fact that there is in existence a binding constitution. To dismiss the constitution as a product of a military is unrealistic. Lack of respect for the constitution has played a significant role in our downfall. Those who gave us constitution were under no illusion that it was a perfect document. The constitution is an evolving document. It is prepared for all generations, and so every generation will have the opportunity to amend it to suit its needs. Let us do what we can now and not worry too much about the future. At the same time, we must acknowledge that some responsibility for the effect in our polity lies in the constitution itself. Our constitution envisages a strong national development. Unless the national government is strong, the nation will disintegrate. In all its provisions, the constitution looks like an indivisible and indestructible nation. We may restructure or rearrange the nation as we please, but its integrity as such must be protected and preserved. A bad constitution, assuming that our constitution is bad, is better than none at all. In an interview with journalists, the senior advocate of Nigeria also urged President Tinubu to close the nation's border and encourage indigenous production of goods and services. He said, and I quote, "We should unite, we should be self-reliant, we should be transparent, we should love one another. If we do that, we are good people. Firstly, we must unite and remove all those boundaries and divisions. We are having forced scarcity and hardship today in the country because of running a government of patronage. People are waiting to be patronized, and because of that patronage, we do not pay too much attention to elections. We must pay attention to elections, House of Assembly, Senate, councillors, everything. We should stop the government of patronage, just patronizing people." I do not know what policies and programs President Bola Tinubu has in place, because there is a price to be paid for growth. Maybe we are paying that price. The price will be paid. For instance, if we shut the borders and stop importing things and all of that. Look at some of the cars being driven in the country. Look at how big and fat they are for a nation that is producing nothing. If we shut down the borders, all this type of thing would not come in. The first thing this nation must do in order to survive, in order for Nigerians to use their hands to stop the importation of things. If I were Mr. President, I will shut the borders. If you shut the borders, you must immediately start producing. If you shut the borders, you are not producing rice, you have to produce rice. This is what we must do. The first thing the nation should do is to shut the borders and stop imports. A chairman of the occasion, Dr. Atedo Pisoside, in an interview with journalists, called on the federal government to ensure that this is a proper and good arrangement for its cash transfer for the vulnerable. Peter Said, who is the founder of Stanbic IBTC Bank PLC, stated that there must be verifiable data for the government's social safety net program. He said the people that I am particularly worried about in this country are the poorest of the poor, and we do not even have any proper arrangement for identifying them and doing cash transfers to them. Instead, what happened is that some authorities or some ministries or some agencies collect money on their behalf and dispense it to whoever they want and whoever they like. It is not even transparent. Alright, on this note, you've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.